Hello, hello. What is up, party people? Oops, had the wrong thing up there. All right. Getting some people in. All right, Linda's in the house. What's up, Linda? One of the OG party people. All right, let me figure this out. We're switching the format up a little bit today. We're doing a vertical thing because we're trying to be mobile friendly. Gotta be with the times, especially now that we're on TikTok. It's a weird thing I never thought would happen, but lo and behold, here we are. Journal Party's got to grow on whatever channel and medium necessary. So, all right, like we've been doing the past few weeks, I think we're going to give everybody until 5 minutes after. But today's program is going to be pretty good. Let me put up a little teaser so anybody scrolling through their feed might get excited. All right, there I am. Guess you can't have text on the screen if your face is on it. Something. I don't know. All right. All right, 5 after. If you're not here, you're going to have to catch the replay. Well, I guess if you heard me say that, you're probably watching the replay. So, I don't know. All right, let's get this thing done. Anxiety buster. So, we decided to shift out of the imposter syndrome series. I felt like 3 weeks in a row of that was enough. If you want to go deeper in that, that's why we have the Journal Party app, where you can go deep and go at your own pace. But one of the things that I realized is that we haven't been doing a whole lot of mental health stuff lately, which it's always good to do. That said, I would like to disclaim that I'm not a therapist, and if you're going through anything that's particularly challenging, I would encourage you to seek professional counseling or therapy, or just advice in general from professionals. So, with that said, what we try to do here at Journal Party is not give you advice necessarily so much as point you in the right direction. So, today we're going to be going through 10 prompts that are designed to get you in a moment of anxiety. I know that, today was scheduled, so I hope you don't schedule your anxiety, but that another reason why we have the app, right? So this lives in the app now, and anytime you are just feeling a little bit stressed or anxious, the idea of this program is that you can go in there. We'll ask you 10 questions, 3 minutes per question, and or prompt, I should say, because I don't know that they're all questions. But either way, you can jump into it and have a nice, productive journaling session, and hopefully get out of that funk. Because the only funk that we like is the party funk, the background of the Journal Party. All right, I'll leave the jokes to the professionals. That's another thing that we can leave to the professionals. Alrighty, let's get this party started, and I'll hit the start now button. Get your pen out, get your journal open. It's time to party. All right, prompt number 1. Describe your physical surroundings in detail. What can you see, hear, touch, and smell? Focusing on the present can anchor your thoughts, so give it a shot. All right. Next prompt is breathe easy. Take 3 deep breaths as you breathe in and out. Jot down any changes you notice in your body with each breath. Okay, next prompt, stream of consciousness. Write continuously about whatever comes to mind without stopping for the next 3 minutes. Root of worry. Write about what's causing you anxiety in this moment. Try to pinpoint the exact thoughts or events that triggered these feelings. Is grounding gratitude. Jot down one thing that you're grateful for right now and elaborate on why it brings you comfort. The worry tree. Visualize your anxiety as a tree with the trunk being the core worry. Sketch it or describe it briefly. All right. Hope everyone enjoyed that one. Next one is positive affirmation. Craft a short personal affirmation that counteracts one of your worries. Repeat it to yourself a few times. Okay, the next one is the support circle. Reflect on one person or thing that supports you during challenging times. How does this support help ease your anxiety? Alrighty, mindful action. Name one simple action you could take to alleviate your anxiety. How would completing this action make you feel? Next prompt is reflection of calm. Close your eyes and visualize a calm scene for a moment. Describe this scene briefly and how it makes you feel. I'm going to put on something a little more ambient for you. Okay, got to figure out the mute button. All right, thank you so much for journaling through that with me. I really enjoyed it. Although I wasn't feeling super anxious going into it, thank goodness. Um, there's always some background noise I find going on in there, so I was definitely able to bring it up, and that little visualization at the end was pretty good. I had myself looking out at the ocean waves and just gentle breeze and just the feeling of having arrived. It was pretty good. I'm gonna try to roll that piece into the evening. One of the things that I wanted to ask you folks about was we this is the first time in Journal Party Live that we've actually encountered like a doodle prompt. Now I know it said you didn't have to make it a doodle. You could have also written about it, but I'm talking about the worry tree. So I'm curious how you all found that. Let me know in the comments or in the group. And I actually I was reluctant to put it on there because part of me just wants to be like true to form, only writing inside of the journal. But I actually embraced the doodling part of it, and it made me realize how visual like I am in terms of how I orient my thoughts and feelings. And that was an interesting exercise. So if everyone likes that, we might include some more prompts like that. We also had some in here that required you to take a moment and close your eyes or breathe. So um, I in the interest of serving the community better, I would love to hear if that is serving you, or if you would prefer just the actual question type of prompts, or write about this X, Y, and Z. Okay, Linda liked it. Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I had the trunk being my core thing, and then having it kind of branch out. I trying to decide whether or not I want to share my core anxiety. It has to do with fear of punishment. I've never been in really big trouble my entire life, but I've been afraid of getting in trouble my entire life. So I'm so much of what I do, it springs out of this thing where I just don't want to be doing the wrong thing. So I don't know. I guess there's worse ways to orient yourself in the world, but I think part of my journey is going to be letting that go, and that's what I got out of all of this, as well as with these prompts, a lot of them are designed to bring up those uncomfortable feelings or emotions. And I think when I first started my personal growth journey, at least in like a more serious sort of way, I think at the time, like The Secret and like all the law of attraction stuff was getting really popular. And I think there's this weird phenomenon that's sort of come out of that, where, at least for me, I can only really speak on my own experience, where you become so guarded about the thoughts that you're having, that it created this massive resistance for me, where I was unwilling to take a look at some of these things that are maybe a little bit more uncomfortable, some of that resistance, and the things that are a little trickier that are going on inside of you. And I operated that way for a really long time, but I would say probably in the last 5 years or so, I've been taking a much different approach. I mean, that's not to say that that there isn't such a thing as like the law of attraction, or attracting whatever you're putting out there. But I think that the other thing is that there's just the truth of what's going on, and if you're in denial of whatever you're feeling anxious about, it stays inside of you. And then unconsciously, I think that we go about our days trying to make the world sort of fit this protected version of ourselves, or we try to, by blocking out all of these these uncomfortable feelings, and just not having a willingness to go there. You're trying to force the world to be the way a way other than what it is. And I find, at least personally, that when I actually get brave, and I try to experience those more difficult things, like anxiety, with a little bit of courage, it comes up, but then you develop a much greater awareness about the dynamics of all of that, right? So you can become aware of what triggers you to feel those things, and maybe take corrective action, so that you don't necessarily experience that, or you just process it. And that's my favorite. I don't know if anyone else has ever experienced that out there, where you actually just allow those feelings to come up, and they're painful. Like in my body, I feel like almost like a burning sensation, like in my belly and my solar plexus, when I actually examine some of this stuff. And it's so tempting to just go nope and disengage, but when you allow it to be there, I think a space sort of comes around it, and your body and mind, spirit, all that, right, connected. I think that look, we've all been blessed with this amazing machine that does all of this stuff naturally for you, right? I mean, that's not to say there's not not importance in medicine and other things like that, but what I'm saying is that I think we're naturally inclined to actually realign to homeostasis, and go with the flow, if you will. So I'm gonna keep picking in that direction because it's working for me. And so, the other side of that, right, is I'm creating a lot of this stuff for all of you. And so the more I hear your feedback, the more it motivates me to create this stuff. But also, I'm really curious about the insights and the actual experiences that you're having with this sort of thing, because even in this circumstance, like I mentioned at the top of this call, right, I'm not a therapist, but that doesn't mean that we can't take all of this really deep and exciting work that we're doing and bring it to professionals. And I'm fortunate enough to be connected with a lot of mental health professionals and coaches and personal growth individuals. And as this world grows, I think we're collecting a lot of these shared experiences that have been born out of just our willingness to explore and go a little bit deeper. And I would love to bring that to some folks who have competence in the spaces that could potentially help us through a lot of that stuff. And so I guess that's a really long-winded way of saying that I'm just really grateful that you guys are all on this journey with me, and that I intend to not only keep developing all of this for you, but to seek out the wisdom that maybe we are that's eluding us in this space. And so with that, thank you again for journaling with us. Linda, you're the best. I really appreciate all your participation in here. And gotta get the head out of the sand. Can't be sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich, right? Like that's exactly it. I think well, I don't know if there's any merit to like the "you only live once" saying, but what we can acknowledge is that we are here now, and you can either plug your ears and ignore the splendor of the universe, or you can take a look at it and actually have that experience that is, and I know I say this a lot too, it's literally billions of years in the making, and that's the coolest thing ever. So I don't know why anyone would deny that, but that's one of the tricks of the mind, right? I'm guilty of this sometimes. I believe my own mind and my own thoughts too much, when sometimes when you're not fully conscious and aware, your mind can be a jerk and convince you that this amazing experience is something that we ought to disengage, or like we know better. So anyway, that's my spiel for the day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Journal Party Live. We will be back in action on Thursday next week, 4:00 p.m. And I've also got some really cool stuff in the works for you all. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but we, in addition to journaling, right? The journaling is, I would say, adjacent to so many different healing modalities and just different tools and practices that can aid us in our personal growth and development. And so, like I mentioned before, I have been connecting with a lot of different individuals. It looks like we're going to be putting something together in the realm of breath work, which is really interesting. I'm a little green on that, so I tapped into a certified expert, and we're going to do sort of a preliminary call. But if it goes well, then I think maybe we can do some workshops and stuff like that. My goal here would be to really enhance this practice for everyone as much as possible. And one of the things that I've discovered in let me get Linda's thing off of there. Sorry, Linda, didn't mean to overexpose you. One of the things that I've encountered is I just lost my train of thought, so I'm not going to try to say that. So it goes. Oh, I know now. I want to equip you all to get the most out of this practice. And so we're going to try to put something together that will let you, or I guess prime you for the experience of journaling. One of the things that I had uncovered is that according to psychologists, right, the research that they've done, it's actually not all journaling isn't created equal. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So while there is value to doing something like a brain dump and stream of consciousness writing, just doing that until you get tired. I mean, like, yeah, that can shake out some of your thoughts and whatnot. But if you're let me phrase it this way: the way to get the most out of your journal is by bringing your whole self to it, right? If you're just using it as a place to unload all of that head garbage, which again has value, but that's just like the tip of the iceberg. And I think the real magic happens when you actually show up, and not the version of you that's got all these weird idiosyncrasies and thoughts and head garbage, but actually your soul, right? Like who you are in truth and reality. And so one of the ways to cultivate that sort of presence is breath work. And so we're talking about well, I'm going to be working with this individual to create some sort of program that can kind of prime you, so before your journaling sessions, if maybe you need a little bit more energy, or maybe you just don't feel like you're fully there. And I feel that and experience that often. So selfishly, I'm looking forward to that program. So we got that going on. I think we're going to be trying to do a little bit more on the TikTok and the YouTube. So let me know what entertains you, what you guys like, and we'll make it. That's it. All right. Well, I'm really grateful for your time, and so that's why I'm going to let you go. Party on.